always be pushing toward freedom.
And that's why it's so important to talk to you. You are more responsible than anybody else for Joe Biden, using your esteem and the respect people have for you than getting this nomination. And when it comes to racial justice, there's no one more important than you, I would argue, than anybody else to get it right. And that's why I've been personally so disappointed to see the violence overwhelm the protests. And so was Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Listen to how she described the looting that's taking place in her city. Listen.
The vast majority of these have been peaceful, but what we've also seen is people who have embedded themselves in these seemingly peaceful protests and come for a fight. It's not spontaneous when you bring U-Haul trucks, cargo vans, and high-end robbery tools.
That's the mayor of Chicago seeing something unsavory in these acts. And I bring you to Portland and Seattle after that especially. What's your reaction?
My reaction to that is the same as hers. You've heard me speak out against this forever. John Lewis and I sat on the floor of the House of Representatives just before he left to go home for what we knew was going to be his final trip. We talked about this. We talked about our experience back in the 60s, how we got hijacked. Our movement got hijacked in the 60s. John Lewis never asked anybody to burn anything. Yet we were overtaken by the slogan, "Burn, baby, burn." You can't blame John Lewis for that.
Of course not, Congressman. Then why are you letting it get hijacked again? Why are you letting your message get hijacked and smothered?
You telling me that I'm letting it get hijacked?
Yeah.
And I'm inviting these people in? Up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, we saw a guy cloaked in black, knocking windows out, hijacking the movement. When they arrested him, they found out he was a white supremacist, had camouflaged himself, and is trying to hijack the movement. That's what's happening here.
Right.
You can't blame those people who are protesting.
But I didn't hear anybody disseminate between Antifa and Black Lives Matters, and that's why when I heard these activists speak out from Black Lives Matter in Chicago, I thought this was noteworthy. Listen.
I don't care if somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike. That's reparation.
Why the f is we so peaceful in this raggedy neighborhood? Your motherfucking peace, white, racist motherfucker. We coming for everything that you motherfuckers took from us.
One was Black Lives Matter Chicago. The other one is John Typson, a state rep, Minnesota state rep. What's your reaction to that?
Mine is the same as always has been. That's not what I advocate. I'm 80 years old. Look at my record. John Lewis and I started out together as 20-year-olds. Look at my 60-year record. I'm not to blame for anybody who want to misuse any event. That is not what I am. That is not what we are. And I don't want you assigning that to me. I don't blame every white person for that guy you showed earlier who's now getting life for terrorizing a whole state, killing people. I don't blame every white person for that. So don't blame every black person for some exception to the rule.
Good point. And that, by the way, is a state rep candidate, not a state rep. But should you go out of your way to disseminate it, and should more people be saying that? Because we keep hearing about peaceful protests, and all we're seeing is damaged cities and U-Haul trucks being hauled out with material and people's lives being ruined. That doesn't, to me, that doesn't indicate racial justice.
That indicates an exception to the rule. That is not all that you see. That may be all that you want to put on the
Congressman,
air.
it is a lie.
That's all that you see. You see me. You saw John Lewis. You see the Black Lives Matter movement. We're out here trying to help this country be a better place for our children and our grandchildren.
Right.
We aren't trying to burn it down. We're trying to build it up.
Got it, Congressman. Thanks so much. We appreciate seeing you on the channel so much. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
You got it. Straight ahead, Bernie Sanders slamming President Trump during the convention.